What's going on, Nashville Fit fam? Welcome to another episode of the Nashville Fit Podcast with your boy, the Gerell Webb, and
Hey guys, it's Savannah.
she had to say it like that because she's going through some hormonal change. No, I'm just playing. She's going through some. Her voice is. She's a little sick.
God.
She's a little sick right now.
Yeah,
so
we're
she's
recovering from a really nasty cold, so it's going around. Lots of people, but we're doing our best.
I promise you guys, that's Savannah. If you're listening to the audio version, you can watch the video.
By the sound of my voice.
We did not replace her. She's still here. But you'll see another person here as well. You got my guy, Deon Giddens in this place. He's the owner of Training Corner, former NFL athlete. What else, man?
Man of many talents.
Future father.
Future father, that's the biggest one.
That's the biggest one right now.
I mean, hometown.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself, man.
So I'm going to go again, man. Like I said, I appreciate y'all having me, Terry. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Glad you're here.
Been knowing this guy forever, 7 years or so.
Yeah.
On Savannah, remember you from Hot Box. So
Yeah.
it's going to be a cool show, man. But homegrown kid. Went to school down the street, actually. Glencliff High School.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's good, man.
Wow,
Being a
small
Nashville
world.
native. Yeah, man.
You've been around the same town for a while.
I'm a unicorn, I feel like.
Yeah,
You know,
you
it's-
are.
There's not many of them. Not
So
many of y'all.
People
here,
ask
man.
me, they almost like, are you serious? Like you? I'm like, yeah.
Let me ask you this. When did you realize that unicorn was actually a term used to describe people that are like from here?
5 years ago.
Yeah, right? Because like I didn't know what it was. Someone called me that. And I'm like,
I kind of got offended if I'm being real. I'm like, man, what do you mean, man? So
he called
Why
me
you
a
get offended?
unicorn?
yeah, I'm
You
a
ashamed of where you
unicorn. No, I didn't know what it meant.
Oh, okay.
I
term
was
are you
flattered.
talking- What adjective are you using
love
to describe me?
unicorns.
You know
Oh,
what I
okay.
mean?
Because you had green eyes, you got offended. You was
I
like,
mean,
"What you
yeah,
mean
what
by
you
that?
mean?
What you mean by
Hey,
that?"
light skin, you gotta
Yeah,
fight
light
your own
skin,
life. So yeah, man, it was crazy.
Yeah, it's a term
cool now.
invented by anyone else but us.
Anyone
yeah.
else? I used to get
But it's
offended by
whatever.
local, but now unicorn. But I'm here for it all. It's all good.
Yeah. You ever thought about leaving?
I have, man. So
Yeah. What kept you here?
Honestly, man, parents, and then I started the gym, so they kept me here. I was traveling back and forth for a while when I first started. Matter of fact, when you was in the gym with me, I was going back and forth out of town. But I decided to stay here, anchor here. Met my wife. Back surgery kind of sidelined there too. I had back surgery about 5 years ago, so
Oh, wow.
that set me down as well. But
Was that from sports, like a sports injury?
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was. Not even knowing.
Yeah.
Heard it several times before. Just kind of ignored it like we always do. But did that and stayed here, and it worked out for the best. So I'm cool. Led to some bigger and better things. So I'm good.
Yeah. So the question that I think a lot of people are asking and wanting to know right now is, who's the better athlete between you and I? If you're being honest, I know the answer to this question. I just
I
want
love
to
the way
see
you
what you want
pose
to
these
say.
questions, Gerell. You do a great job of like,
He knows I'm gonna say me.
You?
And
Oh,
I
man.
say this, we played similar positions in college, so I went to the TSU, he went to the other school.
I went to the Big Blue, the Middle Tennessee State
whatever
University.
you want to call it. But
Yeah.
it's always been a rivalry between him and I, so I would say me, of course, without a shadow of a doubt.
Without a
Hey,
shadow of a doubt.
I'll take your word for
It's not
it.
even close. It's not close.
Let's
I
jump
mean, I've
into
seen him
that.
kickbox too.
She
So,
has.
I mean,
that's.
Have you been to kickboxing?
Yeah.
Savannah, you can
He said,
be
yeah.
honest. Be honest. Have you seen
I've
it?
never
I haven't seen
been
him
with
kickbox.
him. Yeah.
Although,
Nah,
in
you're-
Gerell's defense,
You're the better boxer.
I've been watching
You
Gerell.
don't say that.
Listen to this.
Dancing.
Say it again. Yeah, he can dance better than me.
Of course, I'm from Florida. This is what we do.
So there's a lot on the
Um,
table here, guys.
Yeah. No, I'm saying you're the better boxer because you trained more in
Yeah.
boxing than I did. Like even when we sparred, you just knew,
Yeah.
like mentally, you knew what to
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
before. Like you was like, all right, I know what you about to do now.
Yeah.
So that I'll give you that. Other than that, I mean, what we talking about?
I'm just a little boxer.
What we
so
talking about?
I'm
What
pretty
we
sure I
talking
had a
about?
kick to it. I can take him
Yeah.
down.
But yeah, there you go.
Nah. First of all, if you kick me, I'm shooting you, bro. I'm going to the car. I've never been kicked
All right, well,
in real life before.
Let's keep it like that.
I'd be so mad, bro. If I got to fight, they kicked me, bro. I wouldn't know what to do. I don't know how to respond.
That's what people who don't know how to kick say.
But you're in.
I don't know how to kick.
I'm just saying.
I don't know how to kick. That is true.
I'll teach you.
Let's
We'll make
do
it a whole episode.
Let's
but
do it.
anyways,
Let's stay in the athlete podcast, and we'll kind of bring it up to kind of where you are and what you're doing now. So like you said, you went and played for TSU.
Mm-hmm.
You started pretty early there, if I remember correctly. So you had a lot of experience in film. Then eventually you went and did what?
So played 5 years there at TSU. So I got redshirted. For those who don't know what redshirt means, it means that when you're enrolled as a true freshman, your first year in college, you can use one of your years for eligibility.
Yeah, you got 5 years to play
Yeah.
4 years.
Yeah.
And so you can sit a year to keep
Yeah.
your 4 years.
Yeah. So I got set down because I had top 10 corners in the nation, which I didn't notice when I signed. Of course, they don't tell you that part. But I thought I was going to come in and play early, but I still played the following year.
Okay.
So I started as a redshirt freshman and started all the way through my senior year. So finished there, ended up getting signed with the Buffalo Bills back in 2004. Signed a free agent deal, which was big coming out of Nashville. But we had a lot of guys on our team, a lot of talent at TSU. I mean, I remember the first year I got there, they had 2 draft picks in the same year, which is unheard of for black college. So we had a real legacy, and it's a good tradition at the school. Did arena football after that for maybe like 3 or 4 years, and I opened up training corner probably about 3 years later. I'm going to bring Terry into the mix like I always do. I met him when I was kind of going through that transitional phase and kind of not knowing what to do, kind of knowing I wanted to do personal training but didn't really know how to start it.
Yeah.
But was always naturally gifted. Now I look back on it and what my peers say, people I was training at the time, like, listen, you should really do this. So I knew I wanted to do it. D1 kind of got me started with that. So that's when my agent sent me leading up to the pro day.
Yeah.
And I saw Franklin. I was like, why is it anything in Nashville like this? We need something like this. And so that's what started me to training corner.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us a bit about Training Corner and what that is and like what you do at Training Corner. Like what?
So training corner has got started because I just wanted a place for, number one, Nashville. I just feel like I shouldn't have to drive to Franklin to get good quality training, whether it be on the sports side, whether it be in general population. I just feel like it just shouldn't have to do that.
So it's personal training, group training.
So it's personal training, sports performance training.
Right on.
Training.
Right on.
Yeah, then boot camps.
Solid.
So at the time, we was inside a gym that had a MMA gym in the front. So it kind of worked out. That's where the boxing comes into play.
Okay.
So we did a lot of stuff too. I had one of my good friends, Marty Weaver, came on board first. Then Gerell came on board actually. So that's how I met Gerell.
Cool.
What was like 2 years in there, I think, maybe something like that.
Something like that, yeah. If I remember correctly, yeah.
So man, Gerell came in. We had Terra over Terra Training, Tayshawn, DeWan. I mean, it was a good group.
That's awesome.
I feel like that might have been like the most fun I've had in a setting with trainers. You know what I mean? In one place. So it was good.
What do you feel like? What do you feel like made that moment so special? Like you said that.
Yeah.
That was probably the most fun you've had. Like, what do you feel like that? It's kind of describe the environment.
Environment-wise, like how we come in joking, like that's every morning. I mean, you come in, you got 5 or 6 trainers in on board who, they know what they're here to do. The platform is set. It's just the freedom, I guess. The freedom to be yourself, no pressure. Don't worry about, who's coming in. People really got a chance to kind of build their craft, hone their craft, be them in the process of doing it. And I think it's rare that you get an opportunity to do that. Most of the time, the microscope is on you, or, you got to make sure everything is done right. I just want to create an environment to where everybody can be comfortable.
I feel like that's so important.
Yeah.
Just making people feel comfortable being themselves in a place where they can get fit in the way that they feel comfortable. And providing that environment is huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
And you got different personalities in the room. And, I think this is the mix. People who know rap, I consider it like Wu-Tang. You know what I mean? Like Wu-Tang is one big group, but within that group and that label, you have multiple artists, multiple trainers under their own independent act, and I think it worked out well for everybody just at the end of it.
Right on.
Yeah.
I probably would have been Method Man out of the
Method Man.
M-E-T-H. I would, because I'm the energy kind of guy, right?
Which one would I be?
Eminem. I don't know.
That's fair. I wouldn't know how to guess for myself anyways.
Ghostface Killer.
Somebody Ghostface.
Well,
Yeah, we got a Ghostface. Yeah. I like that. It matches.
I'll
like,
take your word for it.
Ghostface. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've been you're one of the one of the people that have been training for like longer than I have. What talk to us some about especially here in Nashville, some of the hurdles that you've had to overcome, not just as a trainer but also as a business owner. Like, what are some of the things that you have overcome, and then what would you say your biggest win was so far?
Number one, man, nobody kind of showed me how to do this, so this was something that was in me. God gave me the vision to do it. Just blessed enough to have good people in my corner to help me kind of follow my passion and dream. So didn't come from a household where there was entrepreneurs, so that was out the window. So it's kind of much trial and error for me. So the biggest obstacle in the beginning was just learning how to do the admin side of the business.
How to do business, yeah.
Just how to do business. Because nobody can show you that. And
Nobody talks about it.
Yeah, but then even when somebody talks about it, that's their road. Yeah, that's their path. So mine is gonna be different. So just learning how to manage, being an admin person on that end, and then just really open up the books and just kind of realizing, all right, I had the business sense already, so I had that, not even knowing that I did, but I found it out very quickly in the game. But just starting back in maybe 2010, I guess, is when I kind of started training and taking it, serious. And then 2 years later, I opened up the training corner. So the business side, just doing business, being a business person, not just a trainer, was probably the biggest obstacle just in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah. What about your biggest win? What would you say your biggest win was?
I feel like that's relatable for a lot of trainers in
Yeah,
Nashville.
100%. Yeah.
I mean, because you don't know. You don't know until you
I
know.
relate to it.
I tell everybody, until you do this, you're not going to know.
Yeah. And I tell everybody, delegate.
Yeah.
Do what
big word.
Do
Love
what
that
you're
word.
good at. Like,
Yeah.
you shouldn't have to worry about, like, you always know what to do as far as your books know they should, what 1 and 1 should be 2, how everything adds up. But you shouldn't be doing that because that's not what you're passionate about.
Right.
That takes away from your creativity, your energy, where you could be programming or on the floor doing some other stuff. So delegate as much as you can so that you can, stay in your zone of genius. That way you're not trying to, do too much, which is why, like if I have a videographer, I'm not editing my videos because that's your zone of genius. Like I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna work out. Your job is to shoot it, cut it, and make it look good. Like I've done my part already. Like now it's time to do your part. So delegate as much as you can as far as business goes. That's what I always tell new trainers, like learn the business, but then delegate as much of that as you can so you don't actually have to do that stuff.
I feel like it's hard for people a lot that I've noticed. Delegation is like, especially if it's something that means a lot to you, it's like your baby. Like if your gym is your baby, it's really hard for people to delegate something where it's like, I want it done this way. And you have to kind of like let go when you're delegating of, perfectionism, of things being done the way you want it to be done, and let people kind of add their own kind of flair to it too. And sometimes that's hard. So, but I agree completely. Delegation is huge.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, I know I struggled with that in the beginning. I know I did. Because, at that time, as you know, it was so much
I mean,
stuff
there's a
felt
reason
like,
for that. A perfectly valid one, yeah.
I mean, so much stuff needed to be done, and I just had to do it. I feel like I had to do it, and then at the end of the day, you want to make sure people like himself will come in, like, at least this part of the part that I can control is going to be good as it can possibly be on my watch.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's kind of hard when you kind of relinquish that control and kind of, all right, let me take a step back. He come back like, man, I paid somebody to come do this, but they didn't do it how I wanted, and then you end up doing it again. But once you learn how to get out of the business so you can grow the business, I think that's a big lesson.
Yeah, that was my mentor. That was some of the best advice that my mentor gave me is don't spend so much time working in your business that you don't work on your business. And so a lot of times, especially, then like when we were in like grind mode, like I was training 12, 16 hours a day, literally back to back.
Yes.
And so I didn't have time to do anything outside of that. Time I wake up, I'm headed to the gym. When I leave 8 o'clock at night, I'm going home to go to bed, to wake back up, to head back to the gym. And so you're in this constant cycle of, how do I break this cycle so that because I know I want to do more. I don't know how to do more though, right? And so, I can't do more because I can't tell Deon and Savannah they can't come in and train today because I need that money, right? But I also know that, you want to do TV too? Or when you gonna have time to do TV if you're training all the time? Or when do you have time to do a podcast or shoot content or do whatever it is that you want to do outside of the gym to grow, the brand and the business? And so if you're always working in your business, you'll never be able to work on your business to truly get your business to grow because it's only 24 hours and at some point we're gonna hit that ceiling, right? And we just can't work anymore. And then that's your cap.
Yeah.
All right. So if you're making $50,000 a year, training, 16 hours a day, that's your cap. It's all you can ever make, right? And so you got to figure out how to grow out of that space.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like for me personally, learning that lesson is still something I'm working on, but financially, it's like there's a block of going, okay, well, it's going to cost a lot of money to hire an accountant or hire a lawyer or things like that, whatever is going to help you with the business. And you have to kind of think in the long term and think of like, I'm investing in my business.
Yep.
Yeah.
And this will pay off because I am not putting it all on myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're better at this than I am. And they can see things that I don't see. The same way
It's
like
a risk,
the same way you do with personal trainers. Like people come to you because you're the expert in this field,
and they trust
right?
you.
They trust that you're when you make a correction, say, hey, you're a little loose in your back on your deadlift. Make sure you squeeze your shoulder blades, stand up. It's like I am standing up tall. I'm not. I'm looking right at you.
Yeah.
Your butt's coming up, like, and then, but you will say, no, I did it. It's like, no, you didn't. Like, and then so it's it's finding the gaps and then filling the gaps, right? And so, you know, understanding that you don't know everything about everything, and then understand that you don't what you don't know. You know that you know. I think that's even, especially I as a man, I would say that's one of the hardest thing is, you know, knowing what you don't know. And then you're like, no, I can do everything. I can train.
Well, and there's
yeah.
a connection there, I think, with being a trainer too,
Yeah.
and being an athlete, like
Yeah.
either
Yeah.
of those things, because it's a lot of people who might be outside of fitness or it might not be a priority to them see people like, oh, they have a big ego, they're full of themselves, and it's like, well, once you're in it, you kind of realize there's a difference between ego and confidence. But I
Yeah.
think having that confidence, especially when you dive into something like a new business or something, or starting a gym or opening a gym, it's like it starts to become that ego of like, well, I'm confident that I can do this. I have worked very hard and I've got the intelligence, I've got the knowledge, I've got the strength. And it's like you have to kind of pull back and be like, wait a minute, like this is new and we've earned a lot of knowledge and a lot of confidence, but now we need to kind of be humble, sit down, be humble and learn how to do this.
Yeah, I don't
and
think the humble part comes naturally.
it's
for me.
hard. It's hard, yeah.
But going to
It's a balance, for sure.
And it's only because, and you'll relate to this, right? It's only because I really do believe I can do anything, right?
I believe that too,
believe
Gerell.
But it comes
that.
from being an athlete. If we're down,
You have to have.
if
that
we're
in you,
down,
though.
right?
Yeah, you have to. have it.
And someone needs to make a play.
You gotta say.
It's only certain people that's gonna look at it and say, "I'm gonna make a play."
Well, at the end of the day,
hey,
it's you.
number 2 their best player.
Yeah.
Hey, I got 2. I'm covering him. I'm here. I'm him for the rest of the day, right? He ain't making another play, and so everybody doesn't want that assignment.
True.
And so
everybody can't handle that
everybody can't handle that
True.
assignment.
Yeah,
And so that's why I
handle
said you would get it. Like if
Yeah.
we say Deon, you on number one receiver all game. You follow him wherever you go. Now you know I gotta be locked in, right? And not just that, but I gotta believe that I can stop this guy. Like even if he makes a play, he makes one catch. All right, that was one. We forget. Like that's the first thing they tell us. Gotta have a fast memory. You're gonna get beat, right? Now you gotta forget about it because now we gotta move on to the next play. If you're still thinking about the last time you lost, right? And that's even in business. If you're still thinking about what happened last time, you'll never be able to move forward. And so that's why I always say, like, I really believe I can be anything. Doesn't mean I'm not gonna lose, but I won't fail. I won't fail until you bury me, until I die. That's when I fail. Whatever I haven't
And
accomplished
this
then.
is why I surround myself with
But you
athletes.
you have to do it. So I mean, to be honest, is going back to the gym. Like when I opened it up, I wanted that type of environment.
Yeah.
So I hand chose the people I wanted inside the gym.
Yeah.
Sorry, I wanted my bad. Yeah.
Move shaking the
See,
mic
that's
in
what I'm
here.
saying.
See how we start
I
getting
get-
emotional
I get-
here.
I get
Until they
excited.
pick it up and start rapping. Like,
Yeah.
listen, all right?
I might turn into Wu-Tang in here in a minute. Start spitting freestyle. Let's
go.
But I mean, I get that excited about it because you have to have that to do this.
Yeah.
To do this and to be a personal trainer and to have that athletic background, it's something in you that people who don't have it, they would never understand. It just I had to learn that. They would not understand.
Do you feel like that can be learned and acquired, or do you feel like it's a natural gift, or do you feel like it's like,
That's a good
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll say this. I'm gonna say no that I don't think I think it's well, let me say yes to it's natural. But I also think that you can learn some aspects of it.
sure,
But the core root is natural. It's God given. That's why everybody doesn't do it.
yeah,
I mean, you know how many people
I could
come
agree
out
with
and
that.
think, oh, I know I can do this. I know. 6 months in, rap. Yeah, that wasn't for me. That was not for me. So I'm just blessed enough to be over 10 years in the game and using all those skill sets, the mindset, the ups and downs. And I mean, it's some stuff I went through that he probably don't even know in that gym. You know what I mean? Like it was a kind of bad exit for me out of there because I had false stuff happening. You know what I mean? I came in and he one who told me, like he screenshotted me a false eviction note, handwritten. Landlord been there paying rent on time for more than 8 years. But I had to go to court twice for that. You know what I mean? But I wasn't really tripping about it because I already had a deal signed to another gym. So I'm like, let's just handle it the right way. But, they really try to go after me over there, man. So, that was just one aspect of it, along with going through some more personal things, you know what I mean? But if I didn't have that mindset that I'm going to get through this, I can do this, and I know what I've got. Like, no matter where I am, outside, indoors, another gym, new gym, I'm good because I believe in myself and believe in what I bring to the table. So that you got to have that. You know
I
what
want to stand up and applaud that. That was great.
I agree 100%, and I think we're gonna get into some of the people that you train, but I think your confidence and I like ego is a bad word, right? People throw that around.
Yeah.
I don't think ego is a bad word.
I don't either.
Because I think you need your
Everyone
ego,
has
right?
one.
Yeah, everyone has one, and I think you need it. I think you need to understand it when to lead with your ego and when to put your ego
That's a
behind
great
you
point. Yeah.
is the difference, is the balance act that you have to do, right? And so, but your ego tells you, I can do these things. I'm capable of doing these things.
It's trying to protect you at the end of the
your
day.
ego is trying to protect you and also trying to push you forward, right?
Absolutely.
Like to keep you from cowarding to, big situations, to the lights, the cameras. Like, again, everyone thinks from the outside looking in, is like, oh, all you do is tell people to do 10 burpees.
everybody
and
should.
then
Y'all know
you
that.
get in it and you're like, oh, no, that's bigger than, I don't like people like that. I can't handle, or I had, whatever.
They're tuned out. Yeah.
And so, right now you've been for a while, but it's something I even got onto you about years ago. You're training one of the best baseball players in the world right now, right?
Yes.
And this guy, for those that don't know, is Mookie Betts, the $500 million man right now, right? Literally one of the best baseball players in the world, and still has another 10 years in him, probably, if he wants to.
Yeah, 10 if he wants.
That's dope.
Another 7 years.
I envy
contract.
that. That's
At
awesome.
least, right? And so talk about, one, how you landed that. I know the story, but again, outside looking in, everybody doesn't know that story, how you landed that. And even because most people don't know, Mookie is a world-class athlete, period.
Yes.
He just chose baseball. The guy could be doing PBR bowling, no BS right now if he wanted to. This guy's an amazing bowler.
Yeah.
If he was 6 feet, he'll be in the NBA. Guaranteed. He's a hooper. Like one of the best athletes you'll ever see, right?
Yeah.
So how do you one, how'd you get into, training Mookie? And then two, like, talk about how even, because a lot of times we see the opposite when trainers have those type of clients. They want to be FaceTime everywhere. Every video is of them and Mookie. Every picture of them is. You're actually the opposite, right? Like, you're very in the background. Talk about why you choose that path as well.
Yeah. So just long story short, I landed Mookie through a mutual friend. So a friend of mine named Lamont, he cut both our hair. It was my barber at the time, and I think training corner been open maybe a year. So prior to Mookie, I had other collegiate athletes in. I had a couple, pro basketball players in too. So, but Mookie had done 1 year in the minor leagues. So for people that don't know, he started from the bottom of pro baseball. So it goes to single A, double A, triple A, and he went through every single gauntlet of that. So with that being said, he did 1 year in. That's when I met him. So he was 18 years old when I met him.
Wow.
Barber called me that day. He came in and worked out that morning in the gym, and he called me like, "Hey, I got my buddy on the phone. It's Mookie." I'm like, "Mookie." I heard him but never met him. So he like,
'Cause he's a Nashville legend as well, right?
For those who know, he's from Overton, right? So he's a big time guy. You know what I mean? Signed right out of high school. So it was a big deal. It was a real big deal. So he put him on the phone. He was getting his hair cut. He just told me what he wanted to work on. Pretty much, he just said, "Hey, I did 1 year in. I'm making contact with the baseball, but I can't hit any home runs." He had 0 home runs his first year in single A. So I said, "Look, this is what we can do. I'm not in the gym right now. I'll come back in for an afternoon session. If you for real about this, come in." He showed up, and we've been working together literally from that day forward.
Yeah.
So that's back in 2012.
So clearly that day you
that day
showed him something that was promising for him.
So that day, I mean, people always ask me what the recipe and the
to be a fly on the wall for that session.
And within that, he's become like a little brother to me at this point. But the following year we did hard. We hit it hard. I mean, I trained him like he played football. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what separated him from everybody else. Because to your point, he is that type of athlete. He can literally play any sport. He just chose baseball. So I never came in with the baseball mindset. And for people who don't know, I never played baseball. It's the ironic part about this.
I was gonna ask, and I actually assumed that you didn't, just by like looking at your Instagram and everything, and
Never. Yeah. So I wanna pause there for a second and just to think about, like, I know, like, trainers, we all or just people in business just always think about, like, you're so far away from whatever your dream is,
right?
And really everything that you want is one phone call away. You're literally that close and that far at the same time, right? Like, you're literally one phone call away from doing, having, and being everything that you want in this life. So that's just like the perfect, roundup right there. It's like, I was just showing up and doing what I do, and someone else believed that, you can help take this guy to the next level. And I don't even know if Lamont knew that this guy could be what he is. Now, I don't know if did you even know that, like, he will become, like, what he is now? Like, okay, he's good,
Yeah.
but it's, like, what he is now?
Yeah, I mean, not in the beginning because I didn't know. I mean, I never seen him perform. I never seen. I'm older than him, so I never was in this era in Nashville. So I heard about him, but I hear about a lot of guys in Nashville. You know what I mean? So some can make the cut, some don't. Some have come to the gym and train, and they just didn't make the cut. You know, not saying I'm the hardest trainer in the world, but if you come to one of my workouts in my program,
That's been running through my head this
Yeah.
whole time is I want to come in for a session, but
Yeah.
do I?
Yeah,
Like,
well,
but
some,
you can, though,
some people
like-
just don't want it like that too.
Yeah.
And you'll know it's like with athletes.
Very
Athletes are
true.
the worst to train because they're lazy.
Listen,
Your favorite athlete is probably the laziest
We've
guys
talked
you
about
know,
that too,
right?
yeah.
It's true though.
Because
It's like,
they're just naturally gifted. They don't.
Yeah.
They,
I've
it
trained
comes
one
natural.
NFL
Yeah.
player in my career, and like I was new to training, and I had all this stuff planned. I was so nervous, and then I realized I didn't have anything to be nervous about because
Yeah,
they don't
no.
need the type of movement that like I was trying to train them.
Literally, your job is not to hurt them.
And then I realized this it's just
and I'm gonna get
they
into
don't
that
squat.
Too.
Yeah.
They
But
just,
no. So most of the time when you get a high end athlete like that, they have most of the movement patterns down pat. So
Sure.
your job is kind of enhance what they don't have. If it's an off season, it's different forms of training. You got in season, off season, all that. What's the goal? What does the team want to come back to do? So with all that being said, after the first session, I'm like, oh, this dude is like he's athletic, so it's gonna be easy to get him the power that he needed.
Yeah.
Put him through one season, one summer. Went back in. He hit 15 home runs the next year, from 0 to 15.
were you crying? I would be crying.
So but to your point, like the business is new, so I can't really travel to see him. So as Gerell knows, he coming to the gym every morning. Like he would see Gerell and he knows Gerell is right now. He knows who that is. Gerell saw the work. He saw some of it when he came in. So it was a common thing, and he's a humble guy, very humble.
Yeah.
But with that being said, the following year he did the same thing. Plus he stole a lot more bases. So that's when the Red Sox, he was with the Red Sox at the time, they reached out to him. He's like, hey, I don't know what you're doing in the morning, but we got the Red Sox. They coming in. He's training all the like top guys in the region for a workout at MTSU. And like, yeah, he wants you there. This is 9 o'clock at night, he tells me this. So I canceled everything the next morning. I'm like,
Right,
yeah,
I guess I gotta
session's
be,
over.
yeah.
I'm at MT. And Mike Roos, man, shout out to Mike Roos. He the one that really put me on with the Red Sox and opened up that door for, like, still to this day, Mike will still text me. When the Red Sox played in the World Series, Mike actually texted me to relay a message to Mookie, like, hey, talk to him. Like, he's not having a good series right now. He'll listen to you. Like, it's that deep.
Yeah.
So with
I've
that
been thinking
being
about that too, like how
Yeah.
much of a role model you are for him at this point. Like he won't look back on any part of this without you being a very big part of that. That's huge.
Yeah, so for him, it's become like a brother relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he came to my wedding, I came to his, so on and so forth. But it's just the work. I mean, just seeing him in the beginning, I knew he had the potential to be big,
Yeah.
but we started manifesting it. Like, all right, you can be. I'll never forget, he didn't make the All-Star team. So when he did get called up, I flew up I think the second time they played the Yankees. It was Derek Jeter's last year. So middle of the week, I just had to go to the game. I'm like, listen, this is a turnaround trip. I'm going to New York, went to the Yankees game. He performed well. Called Jeter's fly out. So the Yankees put the Red Sox in the worst seats, by the way. If you ever think
It's real beef. It's real beef up there.
It's a real
Yeah.
beef. So if you're
I've
a Red
I've
Sox
seen
fan,
that.
you go to Yankee Stadium, you know what I'm talking about. So we in like the second upper deck level, and he's playing center at this point. He catches the ball, throws it all the way up to the thing, and caught it. I'm like, to somebody to even be on the field and can reach this and hit me in a
Yeah,
seat,
that's impressive.
that alone, like, how do you even do that?
Yeah.
But that's one of my first memories with him, man. But going forward, man, he's just been great. It's been great, and he used to tell me all the time, you need to be more in the spotlight with Mook. Ain't no way you shouldn't be posting this. I don't care if they get sick of it. And I'm just now starting to kind of, do that.
Yeah.
6 years later.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And the reason behind that is not to steal the shine from Mookie, right?
No, yeah.
That's not the game we play. The game is I want people to see your brilliance. I want people to see what you do, because everybody's wondering, right?
Right.
Like you see,
Absolutely.
like I don't believe in like viral, like I love Derek Henry videos, like because now everybody's gonna start trying that stuff, and that's not what we do,
Right.
And that's not how you train them anyway, right? Like if
Right.
you're being real, like and so the reason why I was saying is like, yo, this is your time is now to start to grow and to get more Mookies, right? And now that becomes the Training Corner brand.
Trainers like you are, special. Like, we need people like you. The more of you, the better. And because of it's just doing the work. That's what you come in for. You're training your athlete, and they put in the work too. It's a two-way street. And then boom, success. And it's like, but I mean, yeah, I agree with Gerell. Like that takes skill, and it takes hard work, and it takes knowledge, and it takes experience that you have, and it's you have a lot to offer, and people need to know that, because you could be helping other people help other people, and so on and so forth. Yeah.
Yeah, because I really believe playing humble keeps you broke.
I agree with that.
And
I
so,
agree with that.
You know,
So
knowing
I've learned that lesson pretty hard
knowing
too.
knowing your gift and not being afraid to put it out there.
Yeah.
Right. And saying like, no, I'm not saying like I'm the reason that Mookie is doing this. Right.
Right.
But what I am saying is that I'm a part of the journey.
Yes.
And a lot of the times it's not that he got that much stronger from season 1 to season 2. It's that he started believing because he put the work in. Right. And a big part of performing is having the confidence. And where confidence comes from is doing the work. Okay, I know what I did this summer. And so when I step up to the plate, I step up to the plate with a whole nother confidence. And when I swing, I know what should happen if I connect, right?
Yeah.
And so having a whole different mindset, which you attribute to, is what takes him from that place to this place. And even seeing the difference, because I've noticed the difference between him now and then him with the Red Sox. He's a completely different player. Swag is different. Chain on. You know what I mean? Finally cut his hair. He's a whole nother player out there, right?
Yeah,
He's
man.
LA for real all the way right now,
LA.
right?
I mean, actually, we were texting this morning. So just to piggyback on all that, I mean, to your point, man. So I finally took that to heart, and it's been a lot more Mookie stuff on my page and just interacting with him. By the end of the Red Sox, of course, he was the MVP in 2018, won the World Series. So they started kind of bringing me up to do like exit interviews like a job, you know what I mean, like a job would. So every end of the year, they would sit him down and do this. And then this one particular year, the last year he was there, I'm in Boston. I had the meeting the next day with the head of personal trainer, assistant personal trainer, the head of the physical therapy. Met the owner while I was there as well with the Red Sox, and he called me the night before, like, yeah, I'm not going to be there. They just want to talk to you. I'm like, what? Like, yeah, this you.
That's what happens when you care.
Yeah.
You cared about him for
Yeah.
this whole time. You've cared about him
Yeah.
and him as a person, him as an athlete, and him improving in a way that's clearly paid off. But for him, and like, he's carrying back, you know? That's,
right.
I mean, that makes complete sense to me.
Yeah, so they're like, yeah, they don't want to talk to me. They want to talk to you, man. So I'm like, all right. So, you know, me, I'm like, man, what they going to ask me? I don't know. But it was cool, man. They just pretty much said, like, we believe in everything you've been doing with him. You know, we trust him. He's in good hands when he's in Nashville. He's back home. And the same thing here with the Dodgers, man. So this offseason in particular, we want to get back to what we was doing back in Boston. So put 8 pounds of muscle on him this offseason. So maybe like 3 months, he gained 8 pounds of muscle, went back to camp. They had the U.S. World Games, which, you know, they came up short against Japan. But, you know, it was a good run for him. But he feels good. Talked to him this morning. He's great. He should be great signing a big contract like he did. Yeah. So I think he's cool, man. But,
see if he let me borrow $10, man.
That's what I told him, man. Listen, man.
That is so sick. What a cool story.
Yeah, man.
That is so dope.
It's cool. Yeah.
That's very inspiring.
So enough about Mookie, man. Right. You got a little one on the way, bro. What are you most afraid of with fatherhood, and what are you most excited about?
I'm excited just to meet the you know, I say the mini me.
Yeah. It's gonna be, yeah.
Yeah, just to see, you know, what type of personality, you know, is he gonna be blessed with the eyes?
Yeah, all the things, yeah.
The superficial stuff, but nah, man, it's just a blessing in itself, you know, to be who I am now, and this be a blessing. Which she told me, maybe my wife told me. Shout out to my wife, she's the best. Told me like 5 days before Christmas. So it was a great Christmas present.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? She surprised me. I thought it was some type of Apple Watch. Were you
disappointed a little bit? Like, I actually wanted the Apple Watch. I thought I was going to get it.
But it's a live baby.
It's
awesome.
I told you I wanted the Whoop app, baby. I wanted it.
So I'm like, you know, so of course, yeah, I had to share a tear or two on that one for sure, man. But it's been fun. I mean, it's fun for her too. First trimester was kind of rough, but now It's going well, man. So gender reveal is Saturday.
All right.
So I want to know, is it gonna be a boy or a girl Saturday?
Do you have a preference?
Honestly, I don't. I thought I would.
Do you have a gut feeling?
Yeah.
What do you think?
What do you think?
Girl.
Think it's a girl?
Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
That's what
Right
I say.
on. I would say what would make you say that, but it's a gut feeling. So
Yeah, good feelings
You
for
know.
girls.
What gut feelings are?
My gut? No.
I'm not gonna get into why I think that, but
Yeah.
But
Here's what I tell every guy. Every guy wants a boy but needs a girl.
I can see
Every
that now.
every guy wants a girl. Every guy wants a boy but needs a girl.
Pretty
And
great.
I'll tell you this, like if it is a girl, boys are easy. Like we know what to do with boys. That's
Right.
easy, right? And boys are stupid. Boys are stupid. Boys are stupid early, right? Like
No
boys
comment.
are like 4
Don't
years
comment.
old.
I heard that over there.
And 4 years old
I
on
made a
top of the
comment
house,
by
like
saying no comment.
jumping off. Like, why you jumping off the house, bro?
Yeah.
Girls are stupid late. Like, girls get stupid once they start liking boys or
Yeah,
liking
yeah.
whatever they like, and then it's like,
True.
oh, dad. And then you're like, that's stupid. He told you that, you believe it? Like, you believe that? You're like-
right.
And so, what I always say is, you see the world. You're gonna see the world completely different, bro. If it's a girl, like your eyes to what's happening in life is you're gonna think about think about like how you are, like how sensitive you are, like or how hypersensitive you are, like when you're out with your wife versus when you're by yourself, right?
Right.
Like you're naturally like on scam mode, like that's kind of you anyway.
Yeah.
But when you got your wife with you, like you always go into like protection mode.
You do. Yep.
Now,
Times 2.
times
Paranoia.
20, bro.
Times 20.
Because you know, like this person, like at the end of the day, your wife can handle herself. She had to.
Right.
This person's completely dependent on you,
Yeah, that's different.
like to do everything, to eat,
Different.
take me wherever I'm going, keep me safe, keep me with like literally everything. And then you start thinking about like guys, like us, like think about all the stuff like you did,
Yeah, I can't.
right?
Oh, man, it's tough.
Think about all the
man.
stuff, all the game you ran.
Oh, man,
And so I even told my wife, like when I found out it was a girl, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna give her all the game.
Got to.
Like if it was my son, I wouldn't tell him nothing.
Nah, he gonna learn.
Yeah, he'll learn the hard way.
He'll
But
learn.
my girl, I'm gonna tell her everything.
Yeah,
like,
she
listen,
got to know,
this is
man.
what you now what you do after that.
It's on you.
It's on you,
But
right?
You can't say you never knew.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I got to take
Yeah.
that approach, man. So, boy, I'll be cool, but little girl, oh, man, she got to know. Like, she got to know, like, hey, listen, don't fall for this.
Yeah.
You cannot. You know
And
what
she
I mean?
going to. You gonna be mad
And that's what I'm
because you
mad.
still fell.
I know this already. I'm
Because
like,
somebody daddy was saying,
same
hey, this
thing.
Deon dude, I don't know about him. Like, and she was like, but I like him. You know,
Yeah,
it's like, I'm
man,
telling you, it's
yeah.
something I don't know. But
Yeah, man,
it's just,
but-
it's one of those things, again, like, it's just, you get a different hypersensitivity to the world in
Yeah.
general. Like, I kind of already, I eat healthy anyway, right?
True, yeah.
But now it's like, I'm looking at food. It's like, is this hormone free? Because I'm thinking about my daughter development
Yeah,
earlier.
yeah.
It's like
Uh-huh.
little stuff. I remember freaking out, and you'll get to this point too. Like, it was like we had like the pregnancy app,
Oh, yeah.
and it was like
the bump app, I think.
I think it was the bump app.
We used the bump app.
Okay, I don't remember which one we had,
Yeah.
but it was
I'm
like
the
to
only
pay us
girl
for
in
this.
this conversation.
know, it was
and I'm
like
like
one of-
actually like
one
the
of the
least
weeks.
educated on this.
one of the weeks, I can't remember what week it was, but one of the weeks it was like, oh, this week your daughter is developing her eggs and ovaries,
Oh,
and
yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
why? Like she's not even like born yet. Why does she need eggs? It's not, you don't even think about it.
Yeah.
You don't even know why either.
Yeah, I made
Yeah, I
myself.
know, right?
I made myself a granddad. Like
Oh,
before
really?
I was like, she got eggs. That means she can get pregnant. I'm like, I'm freaking out, bro. My wife's like, yo, you tripping right now.
You tripping.
Like, I am, but you just
Yeah.
again, you just see things differently. Do you want to be an athlete? Like, are you gonna raise them like
Oh,
in
man.
gym culture? Like, how's that?
That might be like the most asked question thus far since we've come out and said that. I'm gonna say, I think that athletics and being involved in a team sport, it builds certain characteristics and certain morals
Absolutely.
that I think kids need, and they actually are missing right now. So I'm gonna say yes to that. Now, what you choose to do, if you excel in it or not, that's on you. We okay either way it goes. I mean, but I do feel like that they need to be involved in some type of sport to be held accountable, not just by me, but by your peers. And I think, that kind of builds something different that, we still take life lessons from sports now into the business world.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I can tell a lot about a person based on how they do certain things, whether it's how they finish a set or, the competitive nature. You can kind of tell, when they go home, I bet this person ain't.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they do a lot of other, you know what I mean? So you can kind of tell that. But, I'll say yeah. I hope so, but I'm not. If you don't play collegiate or play pro, we okay, man. You know, you go be a scientist, go be
Yeah, you could be
marine
straight
biologist.
regardless.
I feel like
regardless,
I was blessed with being able to kind of like try different things too until I
Yeah.
found because I played softball in high school and I quit for insecurity reasons when I was in high school at that age. So you'll run into that, but I feel lucky to have found a sport because my parents didn't go, oh, you want to quit? Okay, that's fine. You had to stick with it for a while.
I'm big on that.
If you chose something, you had to stick with it and follow through with it. But they did give me options, after a certain amount of time. All right, if you finish the season out, we'll look at basketball if you want.
Yeah, we'll reevaluate.
Yeah,
that's a
and
great thing.
so yeah, as a girl, I would say, and I have no doubt that you will do this as a father. I think you'll be a great father, but building her up, that confidence we were talking about, that is the biggest asset that you can give to your daughter, is especially with the world and things changing, and the world is a big scary place even when you're an adult, and there's people out there fighting for rights and and we're all too familiar with the things going on, but that's the biggest gift I think that you could give as a father, is just building her confidence, and even in those teenage times when it's
weird and
hard and
awkward
they're being stupid for this
Yeah.
stupid boy that
Yeah.
is worthless,
yeah.
still build her up, and that would be
I think that's.
I'm not a
where-
parent,
I think
but
that's where
I'm a
No,
girl.
that's great advice, though.
Yeah, I
mean,
think that's where sports
real.
plays a part in it too.
Absolutely.
Like it's been proven that girls that play sports are more confident, but not
For
just
sure.
confident like in life, but in their bodies. Because you guys go through hell. I would
Yeah,
never, want to trade
Yeah.
places. But like just thinking about like the confidence, like again, like loving your body, like what your body is capable of doing, physically. And what it looks like, that all comes into play. But then, outside of, how you carry yourself, like the stuff that you will go for versus what you won't go for. Like there's just so many benefits, to being active and playing sports. And that, of course, sports look
Absolutely.
different than it did like when we were coming up. Like you can be a gym sport or, whatever, like CrossFit athlete or, whatever that looks like. So yeah, I want to do a check-in. Now, this is my first time kind of doing this. I'm going to start with Savannah because we haven't had a time to catch up yet.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you 3 questions. I want you to rate yourself.
Is this just a random, you decided to do
it's
this?
random.
No one
I
asked you
just
to do this?
decided this
He
on the
does
this is who
it,
I
but he
am.
does
This
it,
is who
though.
I am,
What's your
right?
birthday again?
I'm
could
a
do
Cancer.
anything.
I'm saying I'm the Cancer.
Yeah, I'm the June
what?
29th.
I'm the 23rd.
Yeah, so I'm a Cancer.
My girlfriend's
you know.
a Cancer.
Yeah, we're the best.
I'm a
I'll never
Taurus.
deny it. Yeah, hard-headed. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm married. I'm married to one of
tonight.
those. Yeah.
She's
I'm not
awesome.
saying anything.
We've already established.
She's
I'm a
great.
fan of your wife.
She's great. Yeah.
So same question for you, but I want you to answer first. Scale of 1 to 10, where would you say right now you are mentally, physically, and business?
Mentally, physically, and business.
And in business, yeah.
And
These
in
are 3 different
business.
things. Like
No one's
scale
ever
of 1
asked
to
me
10.
what business is
where you at mentally? Where you at like physically? And then where would you say you are business wise?
I'm gonna start with physically. We're about at a 5 just because we're trying to get over this cold.
Okay.
But I would say mentally, I'm probably around a 7. I'm not gonna put like a hard 10 on it. But I'm definitely not gonna go below a 5 because I feel blessed and grateful. And even though there's bad days, I feel like looking at it through a grander scope, I'd say about a 7.5 in this current moment. That teeters between like a 7 and a 10.
Okay.
So there's some days it definitely goes down to a 3, but given day to day, today,
Just today. Yeah,
it is
today.
a 7.5.
She's doing the average of the year.
The
Yeah,
physical,
she's like
that's why,
on-
fitness, it
On
does
February 16th,
matter how
I
you
wasn't
feel
really
physically.
feeling my best, but
Yeah.
Okay. Business wise, where would you say, out of all the things
I'd say
you
probably
wanna
around
do,
the
where you
same
think you are?
7. I definitely have a lot more I want to do, and
Yeah.
I'm like working on it every day. But I'm a yes girl that is still learning how to say no.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to shave a few things off my plate to focus more on it. So, and today's conversation was super inspiring. I really needed to hear some of the things that were said. So I appreciate you guys.
Yeah. Just remember, no is a complete sentence.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's real spill.
I gotta
though,
write
man.
that on my hand, get it tattooed.
Yeah, but it is, and you gotta learn how to say that. Too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's real.
What would you say? Mentally, physically, and business wise, rate yourself on what would you be
I'm
1
gonna
to
go
10?
mentally, man. I feel like I'm a 10 today.
Yeah.
Right on.
I'm a 10.
I like
man.
that.
Love
Just
it.
finished some sessions, had a hard workout. Wife's feeling good with the baby. I'm rocking and rolling today, man. Here with y'all, I'm good.
I love
I
that.
like it.
Physically, I feel pretty good. I mean, I'm still kind of recovering from my back surgery I had 5 years ago, so I kind of had to switch up some of the things I do workout wise. That's frustrating, but I'll say about 7.5 on physically. Just being that confident former athlete, you want to do every single lift in the gym like you used to. Those days are over.
You're building
for me.
skills though.
Yeah,
You're learning.
You ain't 21 no more.
Nah, I'm 41, so
Yeah.
it's a little different. But like you said, I'm building skills, so I'm learning different skill sets, which is it carries on to other stuff.
For
So
sure.
I'll say 7.5 body wise.
Right.
Business wise, I'll say about 7.5, 8. I mean, we got some really big stuff coming up. So I'm excited for that. Actually, man, I can't wait. So.
Anything that the listeners should know about?
Yeah, I mean, so, to piggyback off Mookie again, I mean, he's building a facility called the 50/50. That should be done here pretty soon.
Sweet.
I actually reached out to Gerell about some stuff prior to, the finale of the build out. But it's going to be big. It's going to be one of the best things that Nashville has seen. So waiting for that. That's exciting. And for those that don't know, I also coach now. So outside of the training, I'm coaching over at Lipscomb Academy. So we won.
Right on.
Yeah, so we won a state title this year.
Sick.
We actually became the highest ranked high school football team in the history of the state of Tennessee.
And when did you start
Nationally
coaching?
Last year was my
Yeah,
first year.
what?
So
This guy's
so-
naturally just so good at coaching. Like, that's awesome.
I mean, it's coincidence or is it me? I don't know.
It's you, homie. Give yourself credit.
I'm gonna say me. But with that being said, so I'm back for year 2. So spring football will kick up next year. So it's been good, man. Good times right now.
Right
What
on.
about yourself, man? You gotta answer this.
Oh, man.
You not off the hook?
Yeah. So mentally, I'm good, man. I would give myself probably an 8 right now. Always room for improvement. And I need a nap. But
Same.
other than that, I'm good. Physically, probably 7, 8. My knees are aching today. Just one of them things, I spent half of my life colliding into people, so things hurt sometimes. You just wake up and things hurt. I just need once I do my mobility drills, I'll be fine. I'll loosen up a little bit. Business wise, I'm probably an 8 across the board. Business is good. There are a lot of things that I still want to do, but I gotta control the controllables and pace myself through that and not get frustrated with I'm a big dreamer, so and big dreams take time, and so but also remember that everything you want is a phone call away, and so I would say I'm still probably a 7 or 8 on that. So probably the average of 8 of everything across the board. Yeah,
I think 8 is a winning number though.
8 is a number of
I think that's the
completeness.
average across the board, yeah.
Yeah.
I think 8 is
The
pretty
mean
good,
number.
man.
Yep.
So we got to get into this. What do we call it? The basket.
The basket of debate.
The basket of
Brought
debate,
to you
real quick. Brought to
by
you by our friends at Beam. All right. And what
Beam
we're gonna do is
supplements.
we're gonna do one apiece from the basket of debate, and then we will wrap this thing up, baby.
You go. Who's going first? You guys
Savannah's gonna go first, man.
Savannah, ladies first.
All right, let's do it. Unfolding. These are better, Terry.
What?
So no more long walk on the beach questions. We have, is a cheesecake a pie or a cake?
It's a cake.
That's a
why it's
great
called- That's why it's
question.
called a cheesecake.
I'm gonna say, it's called a cake, but it's kind of like a chess pie, essentially. I feel like.
That's a hard question. That is a good question.
I mean,
it's
but it's called cheesecake. So
It's
I'm
called
gonna
a
say
cheesecake.
I mean,
I'm gonna
yeah,
say cake.
you have to kind of go with cake because it's in the name.
It's in the
but
name.
the
Cake is in the
consistency
name.
of it is totally pie.
But it's a
But
cake,
like,
just
No, if you make a cheesecake correctly,
cake.
it's creamy. It's
I'm saying cake.
you said it's a
called-
cake.
I love
called a-
cheesecake and I love cake.
Yeah, me too.
So I love pie too.
What you got,
so
dude?
really, what does that say?
She's like, I love it all.
I mean,
I'll take either.
Is cereal actually soup?
What? No, that's a terrible question. Cereal is cereal, and you will respect it.
I mean, I know why.
I understand why.
I
I
know
understand.
why. I mean, it's in a liquid. You eat it, but I gotta
No,
go
soup
cereal.
is soup.
Why? What makes it not a soup?
Cause it's milk, I think, and that's just throwing me
You
off.
do
but
not
I
put
can't-
milk in some soup.
You
I
do.
can't.
Broccoli cheese soup.
Okay,
It's
well
the
that's
base,
like part
but
of
you
the
don't-
broth.
It's the
It's the base, but
It's
you
the
don't-
base.
but
Milk
you're
is the
not-
base in cereal.
You're not putting like
But
noodles
who
in
looks at a
milk
box of cereal
you
and
put
says, "I
milk,
can't
you know?
wait to
You
eat some
could.
soup"?
Are you doing it?
I'm not, but I'm sure somewhere in the world is. Somebody is.
I'm going cereal, man. It's not soup.
Thank you.
That's just me.
No question.
Could be
That's-
soup though, guys.
no.
I'm not saying it can't. I'm just
I'm
saying.
just
Cereal
saying if that really could be soup.
deserves a lot more
all right,
respect.
you're not putting Fruit Loops in chicken broth.
That's right.
Again, you can.
I didn't say you
And
Gerell, you can start your own campaign.
and there's also
The
cold
Cereal
soups.
is Soup campaign by Gerell West.
There are
You know
cold
what?
soups.
a
A lot of people cook with milk, right? Or make your soups with milk as a base. It's
Then
really
why
just the
won't you
base.
call it soup?
Because it's cereal.
All right, man.
Right.
It's serious. It's serious.
You answered my
gotta
question.
outnumber me.
So it's chowder soup.
Chowder's chowder.
What? Read yours.
So you want to say it's
Sure as hell
deep
ain't
down.
cereal.
This guy.
All right.
I could probably classify chowder as soup, but we're going on too long with the soup questions.
Is a hot dog a taco or a sandwich?
Oh my God, I've heard this one.
I have that's why I laughed when I saw it. We literally had this debate in the gym one day. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
It's a sandwich to me.
Is it a sandwich?
Cause it's bread.
Freaking hot dog.
I don't eat hot dogs, so this is
Right, but it's only
hot
one
dogs.
piece of bread. Like there's a sandwich. How do you define a sandwich? Like two meat in between two pieces of bread? Because technically the bun is like one piece of bread that you slit
but
open.
it's a sub sandwich that you just slit.
A
And
sub,
stuff.
so it's a sandwich then.
I'd say a sandwich.
I'd say
You
sandwich.
If
said
I
a
had to
sandwich?
pick, because tacos, like, you're now getting into a whole different type of cuisine. Like, taco, that word
You can't,
is for a taco. That's a...
You can't define a word with a word. A taco is for a taco.
Taco isn't like an English word. It's a
What is a
Spanish word.
What is it? Spanish?
Really? I mean, now it's
Is
just
taco
a word.
Spanish?
I don't know.
Think of taco.
It's
Right?
a sandwich.
What a
Think of
taco looks
taco.
like. Think of what a taco looks like. For
He's
the people
holding his
that's only
hands out and
audio,
rubbing
I'm
his
doing
hands like a
visual.
taco.
This is what a taco looks like. Is this not what a hot dog bun looks like?
Gerell, what do you want in your
But look,
taco?
Can I not put a hot dog in
I
there?
didn't say
I'm
you
gonna put
I didn't say you couldn't. It'll be a hot dog taco.
That I would agree with.
Not a hot dog sandwich, you know what I mean?
So what is a hot dog? That's what we're
It's
asking.
a sandwich.
So you saying I'm gonna give me a hot dog sandwich?
That's what you would say.
Now, so that's when
Not
you
a
go
hot
to-
dog taco.
When you go to a picnic, you're like, hey, give me one of them hot dog sandwiches.
Bread.
I've
a hot
actually
dog.
heard that before. I feel
I'm
like
saying
I
sandwich.
could probably think of some
I'm
kind of
s- I'm
barbecue
saying
I went
sandwich.
and somebody was like, yo, give me a hot dog sandwich.
Matter of fact, somewhere in the world is a barbecue hot dog
Somebody's
sandwich.
dad.
On somebody's menu.
I guarantee you, it's 2 pieces of bread on there.
I don't know. It could be.
What do you think?
Well, here's the thing.
You're playing
okay?
devil's advocate for
I
all
am.
of these.
I am playing devil's advocate, but I grew up with not the most money in the world. And I remember my mom would literally make me hot dog sandwiches like for school. Like 2 pieces of bread,
Same.
2 hot dogs,
Fried.
cut it over,
You
fried,
fried.
fried,
That
and
sounds
put it.
fried.
That's a sandwich.
That
That's
sounds
true.
good.
That's a sandwich.
I get that.
I want to eat it.
That's not.
I get that.
That's not what you eat as a hot dog. So
But
I know what a
it's-
hot dog sandwich
But
is.
it's closer
So
to a
you're
hot
gonna
dog
opt
than
with
a
taco?
Huh?
You're gonna go with taco?
You've never
Tacos can be soft,
You've
right?
never had a hot
Yeah.
dog taco. You've never ate that. You never went home and put a hot dog
And a
inside a taco
tortilla.
shell.
I'm gonna do an Instagram live tonight. I'm
Let's
gonna
do it.
eat a hot dog
No,
taco.
you never did
And
that.
I'm going to go home tonight and
yeah.
do an Instagram live against your Instagram
And
live.
we're gonna be beefing on Instagram
We're going to be
tonight.
fighting over hot dog tacos and hot
Oh,
dog
man,
sandwiches.
it's
Give us one thing that you want to leave the people with, man. We're gonna wrap this thing up.
Oh man, just believe in yourself. I think that's been the motto. I feel like I'm on my 3rd life right now. Sounds crazy at 41, but I've had different things happen through the 41 years. But the belief in myself has pushed me through all of them. So I'm gonna keep on believing. Bigger things are coming, and we're gonna keep going, man.
I love it. How can people reach out to you?
You can reach out to me via Instagram. So Training Corner is the handle. Website is coming, so that's getting reconstructed. So that'll be here soon. You can also shoot me an email, trainingcorner@yahoo.com. Be looking forward to any questions. You're trying to sign up for sessions, let me know.
Yeah.
I'm eager to work with new people, man. So let's go.
Love it,
Right
man.
on. Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of the Nashville Fit Podcast with your boy, the Gerell Webb, and
It's Sav. And our good friend Deon. Thank you so much for coming
Let's
on
get it,
in
baby.
and
Thank you,
talking
brother.
with us and
Man, it's
inspiring
real.
us today. For sure.